Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. And last time, we beat Lieutenant Surge. And he was easy as hell, because our starter and only Pokemon is insanely overleveled. Also, we're never going to need these escape ropes, so we're just going to throw these away, so that we can take his item. And we'll go ahead and throw this Great Ball away too, because it's not legal. And we'll take a CM. Yes, I know all about the Thunder Badge. TM24. Possibly the best TM in the entire game. It contains Thunderbolt. Little word of advice, kid. Electricity is sure powerful, but it's useless against ground-type Pokemon. But yeah, the Thunderbolt TM is one of the best TMs in the game, because a lot of Lightning Pokemon or Electric Pokemon do not learn it naturally in Gen 1. And so it is the 95 power electric move and has like a 30% chance to cause paralysis. And it's just amazingly strong. Now, last time we had our Charmander evolve, and Lieutenant Surge didn't quite have enough EXP in the tank to get him level up again. We could just give him one of those 3 rare candies we've found so far, but we've got other places to go. We're not in any hurry to evolve him because he's far superior, far stronger than any Pokemon we're going to encounter for a long time, possibly the rest of the game. Uh-oh, level 22 Diglett. We might have to be careful. This cave has nothing but Diglets in it, and it's an ideal grinding spot if you just want to grind, because the Diglets range from about level 17 to about level 23, and then you can occasionally encounter Dugtrios that will be between level, I think, 27 and 29. And the Diglets give roughly an average of about 210 experience points per Diglett. And the... oh, level 16, okay. The Dugtrios give usually over 600. And, they're really fast, so your Pokemon's speed will go up by quite a lot when you fight here. Not level 15, dang, I must have been wrong. It's quite the level variance going on in this Diglett's cave. And this was my training spot when I was a kid. I liked to come here because I was big. As a kid, I was more prone to suggestion than I am now. And because the Pokemon anime had said that Lieutenant Surge was a really hard gym leader, I believed that he would be a really hard gym leader. And so every playthrough of Pokemon I did as a kid, partially influenced by grinding that Kadabra I mentioned before for my friend Chris's Pokemon game, I would grind my starters before even stepping foot on the SS Anne. I would just grind them in Diglett's Cave until they would hit their 3rd evolution. Or their 2nd evolution. Their 3rd stage, you know what I mean, their 3rd form. And of course, as you can see from our Charmeleon here, that is an overkill level of grinding. But, you know, as a kid, you don't know that. You just think, okay, I make my Pokemon strong, therefore I good at game, and know exactly what I'm doing, and I never lose, and therefore I'm good at Pokemon. But, of course, it was also kind of like, without even really realizing it, it was future-proofing the rest of the run, because, as I mentioned before, too, the rare candy exploit was widely known. And so what most kids did was, you know, they'd get to the mid-game where you get Surf. Well, the end of the mid-game, really. Once you get Surf, you're basically at end-game in this Gen 1. But, yeah, lots of kids would get that far, and then just do the Rare Candy exploit, and then level their team to 100, and never have to worry about training ever again. And, hi, remember me? I'm Professor Oak Zane. If you caught 10 kinds of Pokemon, I'm supposed to give you an HM05. So, Jack, have you caught at least 10 kinds of Pokemon? Yes. Let's see. Uh-oh, you have caught only 2 kinds of Pokemon. You need 10 kinds if you want the HM. Well, it's a good thing that HM isn't required for anything. The HM05 contains the move Flash, which will light up a dark cave. And spoiler alert, the next path that's available to us that will actually take us somewhere new is through a dark cave to the east of Cerulean City. But, of course, we want to kind of explore the world as we go through it, even though, you know, I know it inside and out. Just for the simple fact that, you know, there's other things we can benefit from if we follow the suggested and the, you know, intended, like, hey, looky here, you can't go that way, so go this way, sort of thing, you know. And now that we're back here, we should be remembering all those bushes that we couldn't get through before. These are it's supposed to be like an aha moment, you know. In particular, we want to talk to this scientist. Shh. I think this chunk of amber contains Pokemon DNA. It would be great if Pokemon could be resurrected from it. But my colleagues just ignore me, so I have a favor to ask. Take this to a Pokemon lab and get it examined. You don't have space for this. Ah, dadgummit. Well, let's get rid of these. Well, let's see. What would be the best thing to just throw away? Can I throw away the SS ticket? It's too important to toss, even though we'll never be able to get on that ship ever again. Well, we could just use the HP up on Hot Rod, right? Okay, now we can take it. Shh. Yeah, give me the amber, damn it. So I have a favor to ask. Take this to a Pokemon lab and get it examined. Jack received Old Amber. Hey, congratulations. That's actually our third party member. Do you know what that amber is? No, I don't. Amber is fossilized tree sap. Okay, cool. Jurassic Park reference. Yeah, Pokemon coming out in the mid-90s, it actually references a surprising amount of other fiction, movies, other video games, and I don't know. I'd have to like really look at it to really see all of the. We're never going to use Moonstones, but I don't think you can sell them for anything. And I don't think there's an item storage limit in the PC. But more or less, in Pokemon Generation 1, once you've used a key item or an HM as many times as you're going to use it, there's no point in holding on to it. And or if you have a key item that you can't immediately use, you might as well store it to give yourself space so that you can pick up items. Also, rare items like ethers and elixirs, you might want to save those for later in the game, because they're generally not necessary for the majority of the game. They're something that you want to hold on to for basically... yeah, basically the Elite Four. Where being able to restore PP to certain moves would be really valuable. Now, we could walk through Mount Moon to go over to Cerulean, and that might be just as fast, I guess maybe if we bought repels. Because we know the way through, we don't have any trainers to fight. You know, I've never done that before. Let's see, because the other method is walk back through Diglett's Cave. And then back through Vermilion, then back through the tunnel. And that's probably actually is shorter, but if we had actually planned like a route instead of walking back and forth like silly Billy, and already had bought some repels or something earlier at any time when we were in a mart, then we could have just walked out of the lab and then walked straight east. Oh, they don't even sell repels here. God dang it. Well, never mind then. We're just going to walk back through Diglett's Cave then. If they sold repels there, though, or if I was smart enough to buy repels, I guess back in Vermilion, oh, you know what else? I could have walked into Diglett's Cave instead of using the Pokemon Center. I always forget that you can use Dig outside of combat. If you use it in a dungeon, it'll take you back to the last Pokemon Center you used. And that includes any cave, any forest, even buildings. Basically, oh, hey, we about to evolve. Hello, full power starter. Here we come. Shazam, Charizard, the best of the Kanto starters. I don't care what anyone says. Look at that, he's already got 100 speed. Holy cow. Woo! Not to mention his moveset. But, yeah, so you can use Dig and go back to your last Pokemon Center from any dungeon or dungeon-like space. I don't know if the SS Anne counts as a dungeon-like space. I don't think so, but I've never tried it. But, yeah, if we hadn't used the Pokemon City and Pewter, we could have just used Dig, and it would have taken us back to the Vermilion Center Pokemon Center. And then the whole repel idea through Mount Moon would probably not be as fast. Of course, we still would have had to walk down to Diglett's Cave to use Dig, so I don't know, it wouldn't have cut out all the walking, but it would have cut out all these random battles, I suppose, with these Diglets. Pardon my taking a drink. Yapping constantly about Pokemon is thirsty work. I probably need to get a better mic set up. I've been using this really high quality headset that I got somewhere back around, I want to say 2018, maybe late 2017, or maybe very early 2019. Or wait, maybe it was after that even. Either way, it's a headset that was advertised by VaatiVidya as being really high quality, and obviously it was just a sponsorship deal. I don't know if he actually feels really good about the headset, but I got all excited because I was like, I don't even remember which, I think it was a Dark Souls 3 video he was doing, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get that headset and I'm going to do a Let's Play of Dark Souls. And I put that in a comment to him, and he responded to my comment. He's like, good luck with the Let's Play. And my Dark Souls Let's Play got maybe 20 views. Let's Plays are not how you build a YouTube channel. They are an old, not lost art. Plenty of people do them. Plenty of nobodies like me. But any of the big channels that do Let's Plays that you see, like if they've got 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers and they do Let's Plays, they've been doing them for over a decade because they got into the game before YouTube made the algorithm shit on Let's Plays. And, yeah. And we've got to go this way. It's the only way available to us for us to go because the gate guard still won't let us through. And it leads to a place called the Rock Tunnel. And I think these trainers will probably tell us about it, or talk about it, or mention it as we go along. And none of them are going to really be anything to write home about, because this is basically just one long training arc where you're supposed to be bringing all of your team up to speed. You need light to get through the dark tunnel ahead. That's your hint to go look for the Flash HM. What does TM30 do? I don't ever remember what any of these ones we pick up do. Teleport, huh? Well, we're not psychic, so we can't learn that. Also, it's... Teleport does the same thing as Dig, but you can use it anywhere. So it's slightly better than Dig, because I think you can just use it out in the field. But unless you really need to get to a Pokemon Center, it's kind of better to, like, think about it from a, I guess, a movement efficiency thing. You know, because obviously, if you just go back to the last Pokemon Center, then you might not... Ooh, hello, Onyx. Say hi to Flamethrower for me. It's not very effective, but it's going to one-shot you. Shazam! But yeah, if you just use Teleport or Dig out of the blue without really thinking about it, you know, you're gonna waste a lot of time. Well, what's funny is, in Gen 1, they don't show you, and there's no way, I think, for a regular gamer to see what the power of each move is. You just have to trial and error it to find out which one is stronger or has the higher base power and all that. You can look it up on Cerebi.net or whatever. There's several big Pokemon sites that list all the Gen 1 move powers. And I liked in later versions they actually let you see how strong the moves are. I think starting in Generation 3. And some of the moves are unchanged. Like Slash, my Generation 3 is still 70 power. And it's in Gen 1 it's apparently 70 power. But like a lot of other moves either got buffed or nerfed. And my Generation 3, the Dig move, it displays 60 power. And without being able to see Gen 1 or Gen 2, I always thought that Dig was just 60 power. So, you know, pretty good ground move, whatever. But then I found out recently from YouTube video and then looking it up and confirming that, yeah, it's in Generation 1, Dig has 100 power. So it's basically better Earthquake that they give you right after the second gym. And knowing that is kind of insane. Like, let's just beat this guy. Although, actually, hold on one second. I have to... My washing machine broke or something. it's a bit awkward to get up in the middle of a recording and leave for like 2 minutes. But I always figure that by the time the video is uploaded, if you get to a point where nothing's happening in a video, you know, you have control over the video as a viewer. You can either, you know, just turn the video off, or you can just skip ahead until something is happening again. You know, people do this all the time with, like, porn videos, right? You go watch porn videos and, like, you know, these porn directors, they have all this set up and, like, you know, mood setting shots where the girl, like, or the guy, you know, does, like, provocative posing and strip teasing and whatnot, taking it slow. And, you know, like, 9 out of 10 people who watch porn, they just skip straight to the middle to where the action is. And, like, I always kind of figure, if people do that with that sort of content, why not just do it with any other content that's, you know, long form or has dead spots? I highly encourage anyone watching my Let's Plays to treat it like porn and to just skip to the action you want to see. But yeah, somebody recommended that I just try streaming. I should become a streamer instead of doing Let's Play recordings because of how often I have to get up and my lack of editing and all that. But I feel like if I try to stream, especially where I live right now, the amount of time I would be able to do it for because of my wife and our cramped living conditions, it'd be very, not necessarily sporadic, but, you know, I'd like want to be able to do any like 24-hour streams. Like, I want to be able to stream at prime time either. You know, I guess that's like making excuses or whatever, but it just doesn't immediately reach out and be like, oh yes, I could be the best streamer ever, and streaming would be good for me to try. Like, I feel like the entire internet is kind of a saturated market when it comes to, like, people, you know, both uploading Let's Plays or any kind of video, and same thing with streams. It's like a never-ending content mill, and I'm actually surprised there's as much as there is. Although, I have been thinking lately, something I know works, that does work for the algorithm, is the algorithm likes people showing real faces, or even just faces, right? Like, not particularly on YouTube, but VTubers took off on Twitch because people will watch any face, even if it's just an anime character face, more than anyone who streams without visuals on themselves. It's like part and parcel to how streaming culture like built up over the years, and it leaked over onto YouTube because, you know, for years you've been seeing like thumbnail videos where somebody has a exasperated or shocked or wowed facial expression. You know, like they got their lips like in an O and their eyes are all wide, and that's the majority of the thumbnail. Apparently it works. Apparently the generation that grew up with YouTube as part of their childhood, so I guess Z and the latest or earliest alphas or whatever, they love people's faces. And I've been thinking, you know, I'm not like James Bond good looks or anything, but I don't think I'm ugly. I think I look pretty okay. And I could probably benefit my channel and get more eyes on my videos if I actually set up like OBS or something, and included my face, my visage with my Let's Plays. And it is kind of a sad fact, though. I mean, you grow up, or at least I grew up learning, or being told, that looks, are skin deep, and beauty doesn't last forever, and it's not really that important. And then as it turns out, especially in the internet era, where a bunch of people, sell their bodies and their looks, like, part of the reason a lot of lady streamers are super popular, or lady YouTubers are super popular, is because they're beautiful, right? Same thing goes for a lot of male ones too. Like, look at like Markiplier. Like, he's a super handsome man. Look at PewDiePie. PewDiePie is a beautiful Swedish dude. Like, looks actually are this huge component of getting popular and having people value your opinions. Like, as much as I was taught that as a kid, it was stupid to believe in the ideal, right, that I was being taught. I was being taught an ideal. It's like, ideally, looks wouldn't matter and would be skin deep and yada yada yada. But on a factual level, they matter greatly. They influence who gets into relationships with who, and everything that ripples on down from there. But anyway, we're now here at the entrance to the rock tunnel. And, yeah, we still, our challenge here, we're only using Pokemon that we're given. He's more than strong enough to get through this. But now we must enter. And, we can't see a dang thing, except for the walls for some reason. So, actually, you don't actually need flash at all. We're just gonna get assaulted by trainers in the dark. And if they were strong trainers, we might want to be able to see them to, like, maybe try to, like, weave around them or something. But the other true thing about Rock Tunnel here is if you light it up, there's actually no way to get around, like, 90% of the trainers. You just have to fight all of them as you walk through it. So, all in all, if we run into trainers, it's actually a good thing because it means we're going the right way. And also, because we can see the walls, even though it's supposed to be pitch black in here, we can see the walls. We don't even need to be able to see our character. Now, we will have to find ladders to go down the floors. And that might be a little tricky. Alright, we can't see those. But, like, come on, we can stumble around in the dark until... Oh, wait, no, we can see them, actually. Look at that. We can see that ladder down there. Oh, look. Okay, never mind. We will be fine. Flash, voted least likely to succeed in life. The most useless HM that's ever existed. Although, as a kid, I used to use it in place of Sand Attack, especially in later generations where Sand Attack gets changed to Ground type and no longer works on Flying type Pokemon. You can use Flash to minimize the accuracy of, say, like, a legendary bird so that it can't hit your Pokemon, and then, you paralyze it, and then you weaken it, and then you catch it. But yeah, I hope the music isn't too low. I watched through the first couple of videos I did, and even though I had the volume of the emulator turned down to be half of what all the other volume is, like listening to the prior videos, it felt like most of the time the music, especially if it was one of the louder game themes, was competing with my voice. And it's not that I think you need to hear what I'm saying, but, like, if you're watching my Let's Play, I assume that you enjoy at least some of what I say. And, excuse me. The music in Gen 1 is very repetitive. If it weren't for nostalgia, I think that I might not like the music at all. For the most part. There are some themes that do actually, I think I would like, even if they weren't nostalgic for me. But, yeah. Gen 1's music is fairly bland. And that's pretty common for older RPGs. Now, as far as being a Game Boy game goes, I can remember this was on an original Game Boy. It's practically revolutionary amount of music and variety of music. But all in all, for me, as far as Pokemon music goes, Gen 2 is the standard. That's the one that has to, every other Pokemon game has to live up to music-wise. And they usually succeed, but some of the newer Pokemon games, some of the themes really go over the top or get too busy. You don't want to, like, you don't want to go so over the top with the in-game music that, like, you know, you're trying to listen to an orchestral piece while you're, you know, telling your turtle to spit on this rock, basically. But, you know, something, you know, upbeat and cool that loops really easily. It's pretty much ideal. I like how even the text boxes are dark when we don't have this cave lit up. It adds to the ambiance. But if it's this dark, you know, how are we even seeing the Pokemon? Like, we can't even see the trainers outside of battle, but we get to the battle and we can suddenly see everything. I feel like they should have tried to add in, like, a gameplay quirk or something. Where, like, since it's dark, you know, I feel like the battle screen should be dark. And then I also feel like the Pokemon in your team, since they're not used to living in the dark, that they should have like an accuracy penalty or something, like a 25 accuracy penalty. And it should say that after like every turn too, like it's dark and your Pokemon can't see well. You know, try to give the... Oh, was that an item or something? But yeah, try to give the Flash HM a little more value. Because if you can just stumble around in the dark, and it's basically not, you know, it's a minor inconvenience, there's no value to the Flash HM whatsoever. Also, I gotta wonder, right? Like, if you're going everywhere, the first Professor Oak's aide you run into outside of Pallet Town will actually be the one over near that first Snorlax that's asks if you have caught 30, and he'll give you an item finder. It's not till you get cut and also walk through Diglett's Cave that you'll find the one that would give you Flash, and it's just kind of... I feel like the one that gives Flash should have been where the item finder one is, and that the item finder one should have been the one that you find by going through Diglett's Cave. Outsiders like you need to show me some respect. Do you mean foreigner? Or do you live in this dark cave? Graveler! I love Graveler. But I'm still upsetty spaghetti that I can't get Golem without training. Like I said already, if I could get Golem without trading, or if there were like an in-game trade that would give me a Graveler, I would have him on my team every single playthrough. But you can't, and there's not. So, ugh, you know? Ugh. Now let's see if Slash can just crit our way through this Geodude's rock type. It can! Excellent. Alright, so if we go up... Oh, for the love of God. Sometimes when I look at Zubat's face in Gen 1, I see, like, eyes and, like, a Jawa face. And I wonder how many other people, like, look at Zubat and thought it had eyes. And, like, a Jawa face, or, like, a Black Mage face. Also, I gotta say, Cut may not be the best battle move, because it's, like, slightly better tackle, more or less. But the sheer amount of PP that it has, plus the high crit ratio, makes it kind of ideal for slicing through the mid-game here. Because, like, you have to run into all these moderately strong wild Pokemon. And if you're not just running from everything, then you gotta use a PP to get them out of your way. And, well, if we were allowed to catch, we could technically also get them out of our way by just repeatedly throwing Pokeballs. Hi, Grizzly. Twix's trail markers. Okay. Thanks for letting me know that, random junior girl. I shall reward you for your knowledge by slashing your Jigglypuff to death. Eviscerated. Oh, well, Pidgey, how about that? Oh, Pidgey is disrespecting me with Quick Attack. Ugh. I'm glad that high priority moves like Quick Attack exist, and in later versions, Extreme Speed and stuff like that. But at the same time, I always kind of hate that they do exist, because their whole point in the combat scenario is to just kind of either get some damage in guaranteed or finish off the opponent rather than, you know, like before they can get some damage in, rather than, you know, being good while also being fast. And what's more is, they're almost never on Pokemon that would benefit from them. Like, really slow Pokemon that, you know, like, have a low speed stat. It's like, if you're already really fast, you don't really need a really fast move. Except, you know, to outspeed Pokemon that have a naturally higher speed stat than you. But, you know, for the point of general gameplay through, you're always going to be higher level, more or less, unless you restrict yourself, than the, like, you know, Gem Pokemon or Elite Four Pokemon or whatever. So, there's kind of like, they're really only useful in competitive Pokemon, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And there's like a lot of moves that are like that, really. It's just like, there's a really good strategy that could be employed, but particularly in these early Pokemon games, almost none of the trainers have like strategic movesets that you really have to like play around. And I guess that's why ROM hacks get made so often for like the earlier generation stuff. It's just like, oh, well, this could have been a hard fight if, you know, they had a good moveset or they were like smart and tried to do stuff like their script, you know, told them to do bulk up twice and then like this other move that plays off of bulk up or something. But at the same time, like competitive Pokemon like that, there's a limit to, I guess, how complex it can get. And there's an answer to everything, so like, it just shifts the game to be slower, I guess. Because you spend a lot of turns like doing setups or breaking setups. Or getting specific Pokemon that can do this specific, you know, like counter this specific strategy that this other one uses. And while that is kind of more interesting than just like, and then I built a whole team of sweepers, and if one sweeper dies, then the next sweeper goes, and we just sweep until we win. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, if sweeping doesn't work, that's when you bring in, you know, stalling tactics and defensive Pokemon. But if everyone's doing that, like if everyone's doing the same thing, like everyone has a sweeper and then a defensive Pokemon to counter sweepers, and then yada yada yada, you know, there's nothing noteworthy. Everyone just has to do the same thing, more or less. And so there's, like, what once was innovative and interesting and, like, made you think about how to play, it becomes a natural part of how you play. And that's why I've never really liked the additions of the things like the Battle Frontier or anything like that that started coming in later generations, like Generation 3 and such. Like, yeah, it gets you ready, I guess, for fighting other humans in, like, tournament play or something. You know, because there's Pokemon tournaments. There's always been Pokemon tournaments. But, you know, again, it's just, if you're gonna go play in a Pokemon tournament, more power to you. You're gonna learn at Pokemon tournament, or, you know, in getting prepared to go to the Pokemon tournament, how you need to play in order to be competitive. And it's all math, and it's all been solved by somebody else by the time you get into it. And there's probably someone who cares way more than you do, that is investing money in, like, having a better team, or finding the, like, perfect IV-EV spread, and all the other stuff that goes along with it. Of course, maybe I'm overestimating competitive Pokemon scene. I've never looked into it. Because, again, I have a distaste for it. Like, like, I'm sure it's fun. It's fun on some level to, you know, take the Pokemon to their absolute highest potential and then see them fight. But at the end of the day, that means it gets broken down to mathematics because they are computer programs. So, you know, there's just a whole slew of Pokemon that you now only judge by the math behind them rather than, you know, their appearance or like a fun story or experience you had with them when you played through like one of the games with them. You know, now you might pick up like oh, I used this unexpected Pokemon because of this one move he learned, and it really surprised everybody at the tournament, and I actually, you know, won 3rd place or something using this undervalued or never before used Pokemon. And like I'm sure that has a its own level of novelty and fun. But I don't know, to me it's not, there's not much appeal there. And I mean, I've done the whole breeding thing you can do in later generations where the Pokemon have, like, every single one you catch or breed has a different nature, a different ability, might be shiny, will have different individual values, and that's also another math point you have to look for when you spend hours and hours and hours riding around hatching these fuckers. And then you gotta take them out and do effort value training, and like, that used to just be a bunch of grinding at specific spots. Then in later versions they added like a DS, like, oh yeah, you just train in this mini game that raises the effort values, like, because they didn't want to change the math aspect, but they wanted to make the math aspect of training the Pokemon more fun. And then there's just like the whole like limited potential of the effort values, where like you can only basically raise 2 stats to be super high, and then like a third stat gets a little bit of cushioning, and that's it. And it's like, well, this basically doesn't change the dynamic of any Pokemon. Like, you can't, have an extra defensive sweeper or something, because all it does is make him a less effective sweeper. You could have put that into his offensive stat and his speed stat, and it's just like, he adds nothing of value if you, dump into his defense and his HP. Because if you dump into his defense and his HP, he no longer sweeps, and therefore, like, he just doesn't have the stat layout for it, right? Like, there's less individual fun once you've broken Pokemon down to math. And obviously, you can't completely ignore the math, because the math is always here, because the numbers are always here. But it is, it robs, it causes constant comparisons, and it kind of robs a lot of the joy out of what's supposed to be, this fun adventure. Not to mention, like, the majority of people who play Pokemon don't get into competitive Pokemon. So, like, there's this massive disparity between people who play Pokemon competitively, or even, even dip their toe in it, like I did, and then people who just play and don't care about that aspect of it at all. But that's why you get all these videos that are like, oh yeah, all the Generation 2 Pokemon suck because their battle stats aren't as high as the Kanto Pokemon. It's like, okay, but can you have fun with them? Do they look cooler to you? Like, are they easier to build, actually? Do as many of them rely on trade evolution? Like, are their baby forms cute? Ah, for the sake of gold, huh? People will pay a lot for Cubone's calls. Cubone's mother died trying to escape Team Rocket. Oh dear. Lavender Volunteer House, the Pokemon House. This town is known as the grave site of Pokemon. Memorial services are held in Pokemon Tower. That's odd, Mr. Fuji isn't here. Where'd he go? Gow! Pokemon Monthly Grand Prize Drawing. The application form is gone. It's been clipped out. This is really Mr. Fuji's house. He's really kind. He looks after abandoned and orphaned Pokemon. Okay, okay. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes. Really? So there are believers. Like, why wouldn't I? The souls of Pokemon rest easy in Pokemon Tower. I came to pray for my Clefairy. I can't stop crying. Did you come to pay respects? Bless you. Pokemon die. How about that? My Growlithe, why did you die? And the word death isn't censored. How about that? The spirits are up to mischief right now, huh? Oh, yep, they are. My rival's here. Hey, Jack. What brings you here? Your Pokemon don't look dead. I can at least make them faint. Let's go, pal. He said them as if I have multiple Pokemon. What a maroon. Oh, he's got his Pidgeotto up to level 25. And it's disrespecting me with Quick Attack. Because that's about all he can do. Oh, hello, Growlithe. Goodbye, Growlithe. Wacha. Execute. Nice. Grass Psychic. He's got a Grass Psychic Pokemon. Kadabra! Woo! Consider yourself swept. Ka-cha! Jack defeated John. What? You stinker. I took it easy on you, too. How's your Pokedex coming, pal? I just caught a Cubone. I can't find the grown-up Marowak yet. I doubt there are any left. Well, I better get going. I've got a lot to accomplish, pal. Smell you later. Okay, well, that's cool. What'd she say? Even we could not identify the wayward ghosts. The Silph Scope might be able to unmask them. Well, we don't have a Silph Scope. Let's see what she's talking about. Begone, evil spirit! Ghastly. Ah, the original form of Ghastly. Far different than he looks today. And in the anime. I wonder how they portrayed him in blue version. I should look that up. Ooh, the spirit left. My friends were possessed too. Okay, so we've got a tower full of these mediums, and they don't actually have Pokemon. They're not actually Pokemon trainers. They are represented as having a Pokeball, and sending it out or whatever, but what's actually going on here is these Ghastly are possessing these mediums. And as a kid, oh, and here's the ghost can't be ID'd. Oh, let's hit it with a flamethrower. Hot Rod is too scared to move. Get out, get out. Well, you know what? Let's listen to the ghost. If we can't identify these ghosts, then we have to run away, right? If I had actually made a hard rule about being unable to run, every battle with one of these would be basically a soft lock. I'd have to reset it because to my last save outside of the tower, because we wouldn't be able to use the run command. But I didn't instate that because it's stupid. Because there's no other option if you decide to try to walk through the ghost tower without the Silph Scope. So we've got to go get ourselves a Silph Scope. So how do we do that? Well, first we're going to restore our Charizard's PP. Because you got to have PP. And we could go south, but let's look at our town map. See where we are exactly. Okay, so if we go south, looks like we'll hit Route 12 and 11, which are east of Vermilion City. So if we go south, we're just going to run into that Snorlax again eventually. So that is not the way we can go, because we cannot wake that up. So we want to go west. And we could fight these trainers. Oh, dang it. But if we leave some of them alone, we can save them for training purposes later. Because, now that we're through the rock tunnel, we're actually about to bust this game wide open. Level 45 Charizard. Aw, yeah. Look how high his stats are. It's amazing. But I want to be mean to your Clefairy. It sure does. It evolves into Clefable, which apparently, according to some people, is a really good Pokemon for the early mid-game because you can teach it a lot of TMs, and it's fully evolved, so it has relatively high stats compared to other starter area Pokemon. But I feel like it would fall off after about this point in the game. Okay, we're dodging all these trainers. And we get another tunnel that makes us bypass another one of those stupid guards that is thirsty, because apparently they're all thirsty. It just will not let people into Saffron City. I'm wondering if there was something that was lost in translation that they're supposed to, like, if they've been bribed by Team Rocket, they'll not let people into Saffron, because, spoiler alert, Team Rocket's all over Saffron. But here we are, the turning point. Celadon City, which also has a Team Rocket infestation. If I had a bike, I'd go to the cycling road. Oh, there's something we forgot to do in Vermilion, come to think of it. Pokeflute awakens Pokemon with a sound that only they can hear. Oh, well, we don't really need to restore our Charizard or anything, so let's keep going. This is my trusted pal Poliwrath. It evolved from Poliwhirl when I used the Water Stone. How about that? Celadon Mansion. Okay, we'll check that out, maybe. But what we really want is this freaking department store. Oh yeah, Celadon Department Store. Gotta love it. Okay, they've got, let's see, our typical, well, no, this is not typical. This is a bunch of TMs, and you might recognize some of them, like this TM01 is Mega Punch. And, but they won't tell you what any of them do until you buy them. And most of them are actually not that good. But we got our typical store here, complete now with Super Repel, which makes wild Pokemon not attack you for 500 steps. And we'll buy 3 of those. We're not going to use them right away. They also sell Revives, which are useless to us currently because we have no party members. Or no other Pokemon other than Charizard, so if he faints, we black out. But it might be useful a little while from now when we get our actual second party member, our second team. Oh, I've been going downstairs. Whoops. Let's see. Top grade items for trainers. Trainers Market. TV Game Shop. Okay. That guy there, he gives you a TM for counter. Let's see. I guess we could sell it. TM18 is counter. Counter sounds like a good move because basically it's like Bide, except it happens immediately. When you take damage from a physical attack, you counter and do double. But the problem with it in Gen 1 is it only works against normal and fighting type moves. And obviously it does nothing if used against any other type of move. But also does nothing if it's a normal type move like Growl or something. So not their best work here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Drugstore. Dun, 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 dun. And it's here that we could really increase our Pokemon power by buying these super expensive items that increase stats. And we might do that, but not right now. Our Charizard is much too strong already. We also sell the in-use battle items that increase your stats in battle, like any of the buffing moves. And then we've got the roof here. And the roof is interesting. There's that guy. He talks about his little sister who's a trainer. She was thirsty and she wants something to drink. And these machines right here are vending machines. And you can give her any one of these, and she will give you an associated TM. But as far as I know, she only gives you the TM once. If you give her the fresh water, she gives you Ice Beam. The Soda Pop, I think, is Rock Slide. And the Lemonade is... I don't remember. But we don't want to get those TMs right now because we don't really have anyone to use them on currently. And we're not going to for a little while, so they're not super valuable to us. But the other important thing about this vending machine is you remember those gate guards are thirsty. So you want to grab a water. Because now we'll be able to give the guard water and slake his thirst. And then he will like us and let us into Saffron City. And it's not something the game ever tells you. It's just something you have to kind of intuit. And I figured it out as a kid accidentally. I just bought a bunch of lemonades and fresh waters because they're super efficient, cost-efficient healing items. The lemonades heal 80 HP, the fresh waters heal 60, and the soda pops heal 70. And they're all less expensive than super potions. Oh hey, we can access our PC, that's cool. Maybe we put some items away because we're holding a lot? Like that ether? Yeah, let's put that ether and that max potion away. It's kind of wild to be accessing my computer remotely from any computer in the world. Either our character is a super computer guru, or the Pokemon world is just doesn't do the whole I'm the graphic artist. I drew you. Oh, is that right? I'm the game designer, filling up your Pokedex and stuff, but don't quit. When you finish, come tell me. Oh, well, I've never finished it in Gen 1, so I don't know what that does. But I guess this is like an Easter egg place. These guys are supposed to be the actual in-game team that made Pokemon Red and Green and Blue and Yellow. And I don't know what that guy gives you if you actually fulfill the Pokedex, but we're not going to be fulfilling the Pokedex. We're not even going to get close. But you notice there was a back door there, so we want to try to go in the back door. Because we love anal. I mean, no, because there's something good we can get if we go in the back door. Like, no kids. No, I mean, apple juice. I know everything. Okay. I know everything about the world of Pokemon and your Game Boy. Get together with your friends and trade Pokemon. There are 50 TMs in all. There are also 5 HMs that can be used repeatedly. Sylph Company. Okay. And what's this? Jack got Eevee! You want to give a nickname to Eevee? Well, sure. Let's name him, Sparky. No, actually, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm just gonna name him after my dog in real life. Nice, simple, easy name. Because he's a dog. EVs are dogs. I'm sorry, Team Cat, but EVs are dogs. And that's our actual second party member. You know, I've been saying that the fossils were our second party members, but Eevee here is our actual second one. And I don't know why this guy didn't say just take the Eevee. But, yeah, the Eevee is just, that's where you get Eevee in the game. And I don't know how you're supposed to know about it, but it's not catching. It's picked up off a desk, so it's legal. It's free. Nobody tried to sell it to us. It's ours now. And there's one thing I forgot to buy in the Celadon department store because I'm stupid. But in the Celadon department store, we can also buy evolution stones. And we want to go ahead and buy an evolution stone for our Eevee so that we can increase its power immediately and give it better moves. And obviously, it's a lot lower level than our Charizard, being only level 25. But, you know, the Pokemon we've been running into that trainers have only been in the low 20s. So, hey, if we fully evolve it and give it good moves, it should still take stuff out pretty easily. And we can turn it into one of 3 things, as we saw on Bill's PC. We can turn it into a Flareon, a Jolteon, or a Vaporeon. And honestly, we want to turn it into a Jolteon. In Generation 1, it is my opinion that Jolteon is the superior Eevee evolution. And the reason for that is, it's the fastest one. It's one of the fastest, if not the fastest Pokemon in Generation 1, having a base speed of 130. It also has a really high special stat of about a 110. So, it's an ideal candidate for the Thunderbolt team, and an ideal candidate for our team in general. Not going to be able to learn Seismic Toss. See, I don't think it can learn Bubble Beam. It'd be funny if it could, though. Oh. No, we don't want to give it rest. Body Slam, yeah, we want to give it Body Slam. Yeah, we're going to delete Tackle, because we don't need Tackle. We just need Body Slam. And I think that's it. And I think we should just sell TMs 44 and 30. Just to get them out of our inventory. I don't think they're ever going to be useful to us. I'm not ever going to regret. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I can't teach my next Pokemon Rest or Teleport. Oh god. But yeah, now how about that? We got a second Pokemon just out of nowhere, just randomly on a desk in this city. And look at him. He's only level 25, but he's almost as fast as our Charizard already. By the time he gets to level 40, he will be faster than our Charizard. His special stat is also already 65. So at base here, this Jolteon could quite easily outspeed and kill Misty. If we had had him earlier in the game, she would have been no challenge. And now he's also got a pretty damn good moveset. So we're going to be using him for a good bit here. Catch him up to our Charizard. And get an actual team going, finally. But now, we also want to go ahead and... Why is my mouse cursor showing up? Stop showing up, mouse cursor. What is this nonsense? I hope that hasn't been happening the whole time. But yeah, we can also now go back and find any of those gates where there was a gate guard that was thirsty. Whoa boy, I'm parched. Huh? I can have this drink? Gee, thanks. Glug glug. Gulp. If you want to go to Saffron City, you can go through. I'll share this with the other guards. And hopefully he meant share the fact that we can just go through. Because I think one fresh water is not going to be enough for 4 guards, but whatever. But yeah, we're now in Saffron City. And Saffron City has a Team Rocket problem. They're everywhere. And there's 2 gyms in Saffron City. One of which has a Team Rocket guy in our way, so we cannot go in there. It is the Psychic Gym. But how am I supposed to make it my 4th gym, like Ash in the anime, if there's a Team Rocket guy in the way? But there's also this fighting dojo that says it's a gym. So let's check that out. Let's see what it's all about. Fighting dojo. Fighting dojo. It doesn't say that our rivals won here or anything. Hoo-ha! You're trespassing in our fighting dojo. Level 31 Machop. Dang! Maybe we're not supposed to be here yet. Oh, but look at that. A critical hit from our Jolteon. One-shot it. Let's see how well our Jolteon can do under-leveled in this fighting gym. Ouch. Ouch. I don't think he's going to live through a hit from the Primeape, but maybe we'll luck out and paralyze it with Thunderbolt. And maybe it won't be able to move? Oh. Confound it. Well, that's okay. We softened him up for Charizard to finish off. Oof, I give up. The Prime Fighters across the land all train here. Okay. Well. Good thing we picked up those revives, huh? I hear you're good. Show me. Show me your moves. So now, Machop. Level 32 this time. Wow. He's got 1 less Pokemon, but they're a higher level. Oh, X attack. He wasted his turn. I think I'm in love. Let's just do the sure thing and take him out with Thunderbolt. I love when my opponents waste their turns using items. It's almost always a good thing. Oh, Leer. Hey. That's also a waste of a turn. Thank you. Thank you for the free win against your level 32 Machoke. I'll take it. I'll take it all the way to the bank. And Crota level 26, baby. Our master is a pro fighter. Nothing tough frightens me. I break boulders for training. Okay. Oh, he's only got 1 guy. No, it's a Primeape that's level 36. Holy cow. That's the highest level Pokemon we've encountered. Oh, it's faster than our... Ugh! Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew. Let's see if we can pull off a... Oh, hey. Why wasn't it faster than us that time? It must have equal speed or something. I'll take it. I don't know why. I don't know why you got to go first that first round, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it all the way to the bank. The only thing that frightens us is psychic power. I feel like there's a story here. Take your shoes off. Uh-oh, he's got 3. Oh, but they're only level 31. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. But man, this fighting gym, all the trainers in it are stronger than Lieutenant Surge. And all of them have as many or more Pokemon than all of the trainers in Lieutenant Surge's gym. Oh, Quick Attack. We can take that in place of Sand Attack, because I don't feel like lowering accuracy is going to help me a lot most of the time. We can now disrespect people with Quick Attack. Awesome. Mankey. Okay, another Mankey. Oh. Let's see how we do with Body Slam. The nice thing about Body Slam is it also has a chance, even though it's a normal type move, it has a chance to paralyze the same way as Thunderbolt. So our Jolteon's whole theme here is he's not just our super awesome electric ace, but he's going to paralyze them more often than not. Man, this fighting jam was perfect training for our brand new party member here. Love it. You wait till you see our master. I'm a small fry compared to him. Grunt! I am the karate master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Expect no mercy. Hwah! Black Belt wants to fight. Black Belt sent out Hitmonlee, the strongest fighting, well, second strongest fighting Pokemon in Gen 1. And the one that actually learns fighting moves naturally. The actual strongest fighting Pokemon is Primeape, but he doesn't learn any fighting moves naturally in Red. You have to teach him Submission, I think it is, with TMs. Except in Yellow version. And as a result, it would be awesome if we could get a Hitmonlee. Oh, hey, cool, he wasted his turn raising his attack power. Ha ha ha! We have smoked your Hitmonlee, good sir. Absolutely smoked him. Alright, Hitmonchan! Now, I've always liked Hitmonchan's appearance more than Hitmonlee, but Hitmonlee actually has way better stats, and learns, at least in Generation 1, way better moves. Uh-oh, that was a crit. Fire Punch. Oh, dear. Well, see, that's based on the special stat there, Hitmonchan. You have almost no special stat. Oh, Comet Punch is gonna hurt. Ow. Ow. Please stop. No, don't hit me 5 times. You don't want to. You don't want to do that. All right, we paralyzed him. Oh, but he's still using Comet Punch. We're toast. If that hits us 3 times again. Ah! Well, you did good. You did good, Jolteon. You did good. You did much better than I expected you to do. We will now end this man's career with Flamethrower. Jack defeated Black Belt. Ha! Arg! Beaten! Indeed, I have lost. But I beseech you, do not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I will give you a prized fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever one you like. You want the piston-punching Hitmonchan? No. You want the hard-kicking Hitmonlee? Yes. Jack got Hitmonlee. You want to give a nickname to Hitmonlee? Yes, I do. I will name him... Let's see. How about this? Go off a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference. The Foot. Ho! Stay and train at karate with us. Well, I gladly would, but I want to look at my new Hitmonlee. And as you can see, he has really high attack. And pretty high speed. And decent defense. But his special stat sucks. But the cool thing about him is he's going to naturally learn quite a few moves. All of which are going to be kicks. And all of which are going to be really good. So, we now actually have a Pokemon team of 3. Can we make it 4? Well, maybe. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. Does this place have a Pokemon Center that's not guarded by a rocket? Try Great Ball. It's not harder to catch Pokemon. Okay. Silph Company office building. Oh, Team Rocket's guarding the Silph Company. How am I supposed to get a Silph Scope? Well, maybe they've taken over the Silph Company. Maybe if I find a way to beat Team Rocket, I can get one. Oh no! That Team Rocket grunt convinced it. Or, Oh, okay. It would be great if the Elite Four came and stopped the Team Rocket. Well, I agree, it would be great if the Elite Four did that, but the Elite Four, it's a bunch of namby-pamby scuba doobs. Silph Company is very famous, that's why it attracted Team Rocket. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, we can go south. And, oh, hey, this looks vaguely familiar. Oh, hey, that's the path to Vermilion City. Shazam! But yeah, our team is actually quickly filling out here. With very minimal training, we have a pretty good Jolteon and a pretty good Hitmonlee, and we've added 2 new types that also have stab bonus on their moves to our team. Suddenly, our Pokemon adventure feels like it might be possible. Like it's not going to face any roadblocks at all, in spite of us not catching anything. We got those fossils to look forward to if we can ever make it to Cinnabar Island. I chair the Pokemon Fan Club. I have collected over 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. So, did you come to visit to hear about my Pokemon? Yeah, sure. Good. Then listen up. My favorite, Rapidash. It. Cute. Lovely. Smart. Plus, amazing. You think so? Oh, yes. It. Stunning. Kindly. Love it. Hug it when sleeping. Warm and cuddly. Spectacular. Ravishing. Oops. Look at the time. I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want you to have this. Jack received a bike voucher. Exchange that for a bicycle. Don't worry, my Fearow will fly me anywhere. So I don't need a bicycle. I hope you like cycling. So basically, we just listened to that Pokemon Fan Club guy come in his pants. And, we can take that that bike voucher north now. And I think it's actually slightly shorter to just go through this tunnel that takes us under Saffron City. But yeah, I like to think those gate guards were bribed by Team Rocket since they own Saffron City to keep the other cities' people out of Saffron. Not to mention, I guess, extra police aid or something. And that's part of why you have to, like, basically go around Saffron for most of the game. Or at least half the game, because, you know, you just got to get to Celadon. And, yeah, hey, look. It's the bike shop. A bike voucher. Here you go. Exchange the bike voucher for the bicycle. Yeah, now we've got a bicycle. And here we go. It's got its own bike theme. Oh, but let's see. Oh, we gotta get off it to walk through the gatehouse? That frustrates me. So, we've got to find a Sylph Scope. But how will we find a Sylph Scope? Well, perhaps we can find out next time. I'm gonna just use this Pokemon Center so that it becomes a spot for us. And also look at that. Our team is halfway to being a full team. And we're gonna save it. And we're gonna ruminate on how we can get a Sylph Scope. I mean, I know how we can get it, but do you, dear viewer? Anyway, if you watched this far, thank you. Stay safe and have a great day. And I'll see you again next time.